Greetings, dear beautiful spirit soul that you are. Woohoo! It's really brisk out here. We've got the wind blowing, but we've got the new little microphone with the little fluffy guy on the side of the GoPro right there that's doing such a great job. And then also with Michael Bolger, our videographer and great director, and does editing, does all this. We're all saying greetings. And it feels great to be out here and to feel that energy and to be bundled up and warm. Now my topic is dispelling limiting concepts. Dispelling, that means getting rid of the spell that has been cast by these limiting concepts, suggestions. And here's a way that you can know whether it's limiting or not limiting. If it's an absolute for everyone, such as to be operating in this divine spiritual body here, you got to have all the organs of the body or something. Now they're replacing them with other little thingies, whatever. But anyway, you have to have the body parts, so you have to have the thing to function in the body. And so when you notice the difference between a truth and a concept or a limiting concept, is it true for everybody? And let me give you something. People say, oh, well, they're getting old now, they're probably going to die. Really? First of all, you don't die. And people say, well, yeah, I know. I'm just saying, no. If you're saying that, you're affirming death, but you cannot die. So you'll have fear. And it's always that fear of I'm going to lose my stuff. I'm going to be in pain. I'm not going to exist. I don't have, all these kind of things. And then it also keeps people from really allowing themselves to feel the love that they are, because they're afraid they're going to lose it. Somebody's going to die. They're going to die. All of this kind of thing. And I know when I first moved to Shasta, I found there was because in a resort town, kind of like this, a mountain town, a lot of people leave, come and go. It's transient. A lot of people come and go. And so a lot of people say, oh yeah, well, I don't want to get, really be too friends with anybody because they might not stay. Well, so what? Wouldn't you want to be a friend with everybody? I mean, truly, the moment you meet them, because this is who you are. And whether they stay or leave, who cares? That's their choice. That's what they need to do for themselves. You see, limiting concepts. There's not much love, and if you give it away, you don't have any more. It's these limiting concepts as to what your value is. Well, you have more value because you went to this school, and they say my school. It's not your school. It's not yours. Somebody else is making the rules. Somebody else is doing this for you. When people say, oh, we're bombing, so I'm not bombing anybody. I'm not doing this. And I'm not voting for that in any way, shape, or form, because you see, you vote, you're really voting with your dollars. You're voting with your attention. You're voting with your interest. You're voting with what you say. What does that mean? You're empowering it. You're giving that your power. When you give your power to someone else to represent you and that they're representing you, they're really not. They're really, basically, we could see, representing themselves. And if we're really going to be who we are, we have to go back to basics. And the real basics is to know and be who you are, beyond any of these limiting concepts. People have these concepts, well, when you're this way, this is going to happen, or they accept the verdict. Oh, well, this means you're not going to do this, and then you're going to have to take this medicine, and then you're going to have to do this, and this is what's happening. People they're giving you suggestions all the time. If you take apart those suggestions, and it can be in families, telling you what you can do and what you can't do, and who's smart and who's stupid, and who's talented and who's not talented, telling you what's possible and what's not possible, and why are there so many rules, you see, and why is it the rule makers don't follow the rules? That's always really interesting. And the whole thing in this thing is that we've been agreeing to these suggestions and these concepts Because to not agree means you're not normal, there's something wrong with you, what's the matter with you, everybody knows this, and you can't challenge that. Remember Voltaire, the philosopher, said, if you want to know who controls you, it's who you can't criticize. And why are people going to jail in different parts of the world? Because they just say something. They don't agree with something. Oh no, you could thought police, we have to put you away because you have the thought, you have the belief, because we don't want anybody else to have that. Why? Because of the power of thoughts. Because we give the thoughts our power. Because we have the power. And once you really get where the power is and what the power is, it is that power of manifestation. It's the power of creation. It's the power of your own sense of beingness, you see. So you want to dispel all of these limiting concepts that we place on ourselves, and that people are into self-hatred and self-abuse, and they're not good enough, and they're not pretty enough, and they don't have enough money, they don't have enough stuff, and therefore they're not valuable, and all of this. When you are a divine being, you have a soul. And the soul is that part of us that we own, or the quality of the being, is magnificence, compassion. It's creativity, it's love, it's what would you call it? Infinite variety of life. And so just start noticing and write down some of these concepts. Write down some of these beliefs you're carrying around. Take them apart. They're just letters with sounds. They also have a number equivalent. And there's meanings, and they're all put in a dictionary so that you know exactly. That dictionary, I have the big fat dictionary sitting right there, and I've got the Oxford one, the little teeny print, and they're saying, that's the world. That's the world right there. Because that's the one they say, this is the way it is. And then it's in the dictionary, and this is what the reality is made from. And it's made from our giving power, giving God. John 1:1. I keep dropping stuff. In the New Testament, it says, in the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. Who said that? Well, somebody wrote that. In the beginning of the illusion is with the Word, the sound. You don't need that. It's not who you are. You're greater than words and sounds and the mind and all of these kind of things. It's not you. And when you realize this and own your own power, you may not be popular. You may not be the one that everybody's celebrating as the greatest person that ever was, and it could be because you're all by yourself in your own little world and your reality, but you're in tune and in touch with infinity. The eternal, the divine, the beautiful. And I just, when you have the pleasure of the divine, there isn't anyone or anything else on this earth or anywhere that can ever compare to the real pleasure of the being of who you really are and the power that you have. And to take it back from these concepts and take it back and dispel those hypnotic trances, that because then we believe the suggestion and the command and we follow suit, you see, and then we then have to have the effects of what we have agreed to manifest by agreeing with the limiting concept, the belief and idea as it is true and value and absolute when you are absolute. Yes. And that's the work. That's the joy. That is the whole purpose and mission. That you turn your life yourself into to be freely who you are. And when you are that, then you can perceive that in others, you see. And when you perceive things in others, you can perceive a hateful, angry, vicious person. That doesn't mean because you're perceiving it, you're hateful, angry, and vicious. No, you may have been, and may have been there tricking you at times, but you know what it is, and it's not who you are, you see. So you don't buy into that New Age concept that is a limiting concept that says if you perceive something as someone else is in you, so don't say anything because you're already that way. So that means that, oh, it's okay what anybody else does and all that. No, it isn't. And when you realize that people are suffering, animals are suffering, this is not natural. Oh, well, in nature it doesn't. The soul, who you are, is not touched by anything that happens out here or even in consciousness. And that's what you want to know, is to be and know who you are is pure in every way, absolute and divine. And that's who you are, precious spirit soul. Dispel. Disc the spells and see clearly and perceive clearly every single moment of now, and stay centered and firm in your being, and then all is well.